everyone, thanks for joining me today. It is Sunday, March 7th, 2021. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and staying safe. I want to welcome everybody, and if you are new to my channel, my name is Kit. I live in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. I am married. I have a full-time job. I also have two beautiful daughters, Madison 11 and Sage who is 7. I like to crochet, I like to knit, I like to sew sometimes, and I also do diamond paintings. And lately I've been really getting into doing jigsaw puzzles, so I do that with my kids sometimes. I have had a busy few weeks. It's been stressful. I really haven't had much time to crochet or knit, so I don't have any finished objects to share with you guys. But last weekend I did meet up with two YouTubers. I met up with Rose from Rose Likes Crochet and Lori from Lori Lulu's Crochet Podcast. So I bought some yarn and I have that to show you guys. My Southern Skeins Sock Club also came in for the month of February, so I have that to show you guys. I ordered some yarn online. I have that to show you guys, and I want to talk about some projects that I want to work on in the next few weeks or so. So let's get started with the Southern Skeins Sock Club. I purchased from Southern Skeins once before, and I can't remember if it was for the month of November or for the month of December, but I decided to purchase for the month of February because that's my birthday month. And I love the yarn that came in that month because it is so beautiful. Look at that. So it has lots of pinks and reds and corals and oranges, and it's just really beautiful. So this is the Southern Skeins Sock Club for the month of February. It is a 4-ply, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon blend. The main skein, the colorway for the main skein is called Blush, and it's 100 grams with 463 yards. And then it also came with a mini skein, which is a 20-gram mini with 92 yards, and the colorway on the mini is called Bashful. So I think these two go very well together. So when I order the sock club, I also like to order the second skein. So I did get a second skein, and then you just pay a little bit more for it, which I like having the second skein. So there is my Southern Skeins Sock Club. I will unravel this so you guys can see the colorway, but before I do that, I want to show you the little extras that came in the box. So inside the box for the month of February came a little, this is for your lips, and it's called Beeswax Chap Ice Lip Balm. So it's a little mini tube, and I'm pretty sure one of my girls will snatch that up. It also came with Stash Ginger Fire Chai tea. I'm not a tea drinker, so I probably won't drink this. I will gift it to somebody who will drink tea. And then also inside the box is this cute little cupcake stitch marker. That's the cutest little stitch marker. I like that. I will use it as a progress keeper. So I definitely like this month's sock club. So let me go ahead and open up one of the skeins so you guys can see the colors that are in it. So I'll go ahead and do the single skein, the one without the mini. I think this yarn is really pretty, and it's suits February because of Valentine's Day and my birthday. But look at how beautiful that yarn is. So I definitely like this. I'm probably going to knit a shawl eventually with this yarn. Right now I tried knitting socks once before, and I'm not great at it, and I will attempt it again, but I need to get more practice first. So I will do socks again one day, just not anytime soon, maybe in the next couple months or so. But this yarn is really beautiful, and I love it. So again, this is my Southern Skein Sock Club for the month of February. So let me hang this up, and let's talk about my meet with Rose and Lori. So last Sunday I met up with Rose and Lori, and we had a great time. We stopped for lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings. We stopped at Yarns to Die For, which is the yarn shop that I went to a few weeks prior, and then we went to Michael's, Joanns, and Tuesday Morning. So we went to Yarns to Die For after we had lunch, and they have beautiful yarns there, and I couldn't decide what to get. So I picked up 2 hanks of this gorgeous yarn, and I am usually not like a neutral color person, but I love this colorway. I love the colors in it, and I'm thinking about knitting up a sweater with this. Now, this is DK weight yarn, so I know 2 skeins won't get me far with a sweater, but I am planning on purchasing 4 more skeins of DK weight yarn from Woolen Company, which is a yarn store in St. Charles, and I already have the 4 skeins in my cart. All I have to do is check out. So I will be purchasing 4 more skeins of yarn to match this. So I am thinking about knitting a sweater that's like a fade sweater from top down. So I already have the pattern here, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. So let's talk about the yarn first, and then I'll show you the pattern for the sweater that I want to knit. So this is from Forbidden Fiber Company. This is actually, I believe, called Advanced Potion Making. It's the Harry Potter Yarn Club for the month of May for 2018. So this is an older colorway, but I just love the yarn. It's so soft. It's 100% superwash merino wool. And in this skein, it's 100 grams with 231 yards, and machine wash cold, tumble dry low, and it's a DK weight yarn. So I just love the colors that are in these 2 hanks, and like I said, I'm gonna knit that sweater with it. So I was looking online for some different sweater patterns, and I saw this one, and I think I'm going to knit a sweater using these 2 hanks plus 4 more hanks that I'm going to purchase. So this is the pattern that I found, and I believe it is free on Ravelry. I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce that right, Calliope, and go ahead and check that out. I will link it down below, but it is a sweater knit from top down. I believe it's a raglan style sweater knit in the round from top down. So I will be knitting that, and it requires DK weight yarn. So I am going to knit it like a fade sweater. So I have a lighter color yarn that's gonna go before this, and then this one, and then a darker color on the bottom. So I think the sweater's gonna turn out great. So I will be using this yarn to knit up this sweater. So I can't wait to get started on that, but I have to order the yarn first before I get started on the sweater. So that is my plans for that. And then while we were out shopping, Rose decided she wanted to buy me a hank of yarn. So she purchased this one for me. It is like a tonal gray. The colorway is called Hippo. And I don't know if I'm going to pronounce the name correctly, but it's Anzula Luxury Fibers squishy fingering sock yarn. And it is hand dyed in Fresno, California. And like I said, the colorway is Hippo. It is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and there are 385 yards. Machine wash cold, gentle cycle, hand wash, and lay flat to dry. So I bought this because I wanted to pair it up with this other yarn, or this other hank that I have, called Allegria in the colorway Botanico. So I am thinking about pairing these 2 up together to knit up something. So I don't know what I'm going to knit yet. I might attempt socks. I don't know. If not, then I will probably knit a shawl, but that's what I wanted this gray color for. So that is my plans for that. And then we went to Michael's, we went to Joanns, and then we went to Tuesday Morning. So at Michael's I didn't buy any yarn because nothing was on sale, but I did find 2 cute little progress keepers, or I'm going to use them as progress keepers. And this was the only thing I bought at Michael's. So they're 2 little turtle charms. One's a sea turtle, one's a land turtle, but I thought they were cute, and turtles are one of my favorite animals. So I bought 2 of these, and they were $2.50 each, and it was buy one get one half off. So I spent less than $4 at Michael's, but I thought those were cute, so I bought those. And I will be using those as progress keepers. And then we went to Joanns, and you know what, you guys, I did all the driving, and I hate driving, but it was okay. We had a fun time. Joanns, we spent a little bit of time at Joanns. I didn't really find anything that I wanted there, but then I saw this and had to have it, but I kind of regret it now because it wasn't on sale and it was kind of pricey, but it's okay. I bought it anyways. So this is new at Joanns, Big Twist, and it is called Textile. There is only 108 yards in this 150 gram cake. Now they consider this a super bulky 6. It recommends an 8mm crochet hook or a 12mm set of knitting needles. And the color is white, so I bought 2 cakes of these because I am thinking about making baskets. Now this yarn let me go ahead and show you, is a lot like the Bernat Maker Home Deck yarn, which I really do like this yarn for making baskets. They turn out really nice, but I wanted some in white, so I finally found some in white. It's a little bit thicker, but I will make it work, and I'm thinking about making a couple of baskets with these. So that is the only thing I bought at Joann's, and it was a pretty huge store, so I might have to go back to that Joann's one day. It's not too far from me either, so I will have to check it out. So that was it for Joann's, and then after that we went to a Tuesday morning, which I have never been to a Tuesday morning before, so I was really excited about it. Once we got there though, they did have yarn, but it wasn't like anything special, and I think the yarn was a little bit overpriced, so I didn't buy anything. But I ended up buying a jigsaw puzzle, a 2,000 piece jigsaw puzzle, which I am currently working on, and it was only $6.99 for the puzzle, so I decided to buy that, and then we called it a day. We headed back to the cars, and then we drove home from there. But we had a great time, and I've met Rose once before, and then it was my first time meeting Lori, and she was awesome. They were both great, so we just had a great time, and we're planning on doing it again soon. So that was my trip last weekend, meeting Rose and Lori. So let's talk about the yarn that I ordered online. So not last week, but the week before that, I was watching Kevin and Ray from Needles at the Ready, and they were talking about Trilogy yarns. They also had a 15% off coupon code. I believe it was 15%, but I decided to check out that website. I used their link, and I purchased some yarn from Trilogy yarns. So let me show you what I bought. I could not decide because there were just so many beautiful colorways, but I picked two skeins that I thought would match, or two hanks that I thought would match. So this first one here, this one, let me see if I have the information sheet because I can't remember. Okay, it does not have the prices on here, but I believe I did save 15%. This one is called Unicorn Farts. I thought it was really pretty, and then the name just made me laugh. And this one is in their Glamorous Base. It's 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon. It's 100 grams with 400 yards, and machine wash on gentle. It's really pretty. It's really soft, and I'm thinking about pairing it up with this one, and this one is the same specs in the colorway Mommy's Kisses. So it's really pretty. I love the colors in there, and I think these two would go very well together. Once I got this, and then my Southern skeins came on the same day, I thought that these four would look really good together to make a project. So I was thinking about making like a fade shawl possibly, and then adding the little mini in there. I think it's going to be really pretty. So that's what I think I'm going to do with these four skeins. It's going to be a huge shawl, and I think it's going to look gorgeous. So I will be working on that in the next few months or so after I knit my sweater, but that's what I think I'm gonna do with those. So I am really happy with Trilogy yarns, and thank you Kevin and Ray for offering that coupon code. I really do enjoy the yarn. I love it. It's super soft, and I can't wait to work with that. So check out Kevin and Ray at Needles at the Ready. I will link their channel down below. So let's move on to my Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago, and I wanted some knitting needles because Gary from Urban Yarn, hi Gary, he released his Bush Tracker beanie pattern, and I wanted to knit up the beanie, but for some reason I do not have, well, I do have all the needles, but I am currently using them in other projects, and I don't want to remove them. So I went to Hobby Lobby because I wanted a couple more of their color play needles, which I really like. So I purchased one in a 6mm and then 8mm. So when I got home, I didn't realize that I already have the 8mm one, so now I have to go back and purchase the 10mm needles. So I will do that sometime this week before I start the beanie. So I am planning on starting the beanie soon, and now I have to just decide what yarn to use to knit up that beanie. So I can't wait to start on that. So that was my little Hobby Lobby haul. I also, while I was there at Hobby Lobby, I had to stop at their charms and beads section. So I picked up these little gummy bear charms. I'm probably going to make some progress keepers with those, and just keep them for myself, or possibly save them and maybe put it in a giveaway in the future. But I just bought that. So I'm just learning how to make stitch markers or progress keepers, and I'm really enjoying that so far. So let's move on now to some of my works in progress, since I don't have any finished objects. So I am still working on that blanket. I will show you the progress on that blanket, but that blanket is a knitted blanket using the Premier puzzle yarn. So let me go ahead and pause it real quick while I grab the blanket. So I love how the blanket looks so far. I think it's beautiful. It's so soft and squishy, and it's working up really quickly because it's a bulky 5 yarn. But this is the Marlo blanket, and it's a free pattern on Premier's website, so I will link it down below. Look at how beautiful it looks. I love this. I love the neutral colors. I'm not a big fan of neutral colors, but this definitely suits me, and I just love the blanket. Right now, if I stand up straight, it's comes up to almost my neck, so I have a little bit more than a half a skein left, so it should take me maybe about a week, maybe 2 weeks to finish up this blanket. So by the next time I film, hopefully I will have this done to show you guys. But I love the pattern. It's easy to follow, easy to knit, and then the blanket works up really quickly because it's a bulky 5. So there's my Marlo blanket. My second work in progress is a new shawl that I started, I think, last week. The week before that, no, a couple weeks ago, I went shopping at Yarns to Die For. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but I purchased 2 hanks of hand-dyed yarns from 3 Irish girls, and I don't know what I did with the tag, but here is this one, 3 Irish girls. And this is in their Adorn Luxe base, which is 85% merino wool, 15% nylon. This colorway is Raspberry Beret. And then I started knitting up this harlequin shawl, and I will show you the shawl. And this is a free pattern on Ravelry, so go ahead and look it up if you guys are interested in this shawl. But it's a beautiful shawl using fingering weight yarn, and that's the way I'm gonna knit it. So I started with the variegated color, and this one is called Blueberry Cobbler. So it has like royal purple, royal blue, darker purple, some pink and yellow in there, and this is what my shawl looks like so far. It's a really easy knit, and it's, to me, it's kind of mindless. Like, you don't really have to think. I can watch something on TV and knit this up, but this is what it looks like so far. I think it's gonna turn out gorgeous, and then as soon as this cake of yarn is done, I will introduce this color, and I'm just gonna keep knitting until the yarn runs out. So I'm gonna try to get the shawl as big as I can, but I think the yarn is really beautiful. It's squishy, it makes a squishy fabric, and I love that project so far. Like I said, I've been knitting on and off on that for the last week, and that's how much I've gotten done so far. So that's my new work in progress, and since it's fingering weight yarn, it's going to take me a little longer to do, but as soon as I have it done or introduce the second color, I will show you guys what the shawl looks like. Again, that's the harlequin shawl. I will link that pattern down below. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. So what I have next for you guys is I started another Ross hat. I am doing a lot of cleaning. I'm trying to clean my craft room. I'm trying to de-stash and use the yarn I have. I'm really trying not to order any yarn at all, besides a couple of hanks of hand-dyed yarn here and there, but I have been trying to de-stash. I have a bin right here next to me that's full of just scrap yarn, so I was looking through that. I was winding up the yarn on my ball winder, and I found this ball of yarn that I started a project with, and I never finished it. So I decided to frog it and knit up a Ross hat. I might be able to knit up 2 Ross hats with this, but I started the Ross hat, and these are new needles that I purchased at Yarns to Die For when I went out with Rose and Lori, and the lady talked me into it, the owner of the store. It's really nice needles. It's from Knit Picks. I actually left the packaging upstairs, but it's like those square needles. It's not round, it's square, and I like the way it works up. It's really nice. I love the needle tips. It's really smooth wood. I have to look it up to see what it's made out of, but I love it so much. I think I might have to go back and purchase more, or just order from Knit Picks because I really like it. It's a really nice needles, and it's 16-inch circulars. It's fixed circulars, and then the cord was a little stiff, but before I used it I did dip it in boiling water, and now everything's fine. So this is my Ross hat, and the yarn that I'm using is from Ice Yarns. I believe it's Rosetta worsted, and it just looks really pretty, and I like the colors in the yarn. So I should have this hat done by next week. I just started it today, so I've been knitting on it for like an hour or so, and so far I've only got the brim done and a couple rows of the body of the hat. So that is work in progress number 3. Like I said, I wanted to knit Gary's bush tracker beanie, but I didn't have the correct needle sizes, so I will have to go back to Hobby Lobby and get that, and then before I start that hat. So I will finish this hat, and then I will start Gary's bush tracker beanie hat. Okay, I am also crocheting. Well, that's it for knit. Now on to crochet. I am crocheting hot pads because Mother's Day is coming up, and I think I might gift some just as gifts. And I have lots of cotton yarn that I want to use. So the yarn that I'm using to make the hot pads is yarn that I bought at Hobby Lobby on clearance in 2020, and I have lots of these little sugar wheel cotton minis. And these are 100% cotton, 50 grams, 117 yards. So I have one little skein right here, and I am making hot pads using the thermal stitch. So this is what it looks like. It's like super thick, and I've made a couple of hot pads for myself using this stitch, and it turns out really nice. So I like it. So I think I am going to crochet up a couple of these and stick them in gift bags for Mother's Day gifts. And like I said, I have lots of these little minis that were on clearance for 62 cents, so I'm trying to use those up. Like I said, I'm trying to de-stash and just not I'd use what I have before I buy anything new. And speaking of Hobby Lobby clearance, I actually might not shop for clearance yarn this year at Hobby Lobby. We'll have to wait and see, because like I said, I'm trying to de-stash, and I don't want to add anything new because my craft room is already full to the max, and I don't think I can make room for anything new. So I will have to use up a lot of this before I go on that Hobby Lobby clearance shopping trip. So that is all I have for works in progress, and I want to show you what I want to make in the next couple weeks. So like I said, I want to start the bush tracker beanie. The pattern is from Gary from Urban Yarns. I need to start a baby blanket for a friend at work who just had a baby girl, so I'm a little late, but the baby is only like 4 or 5 weeks old, so I still have time to crochet or knit up a blanket. And then I want to make a couple of baskets for my craft room. And then as I was browsing for sweaters online, I came across this pattern by Hedgehog Fibers, and I'm not going to pronounce that, but I'll show you guys. And there's the sweater, and I believe it's using fingering weight yarn held double. So I think that's my style sweater, so I will try to make that for myself. And I want to make my raglan sweater first, and then I will buy yarn to make this sweater. Actually, this Southern Skeins and the Trilogy yarns, that actually might be enough yardage to make that sweater, but we'll see. I have to calculate it and see if that'll be enough, but that would be perfect for that sweater. I think I might need more than that. I might need like 10 skeins total, but I will definitely be working on that sometime this year. Maybe 6 months from now, hopefully. But that's what I want to work on. Before I let you guys go, I want to show you guys what was in the goodie bag that Rose gifted me last week when we met up. She had in there a couple of knitting needles, a couple of her stitch markers that she made, and then also some beautiful yarn. So let's start with the knitting needles. So the first knitting needles that I was gifted is the Stitch Studio by Nicole. These are acrylic or plastic needles, US size 9, 5.5 millimeters. And I will definitely have to try these because I have never used plastic needles before, so we'll see how I like that. And then the second needles that she gifted is the Susan Bates Velocity, so I will definitely have to try that out. It is a US 8 5mm 29-inch fixed circulars, and I will definitely have to work on a project with this and see if I like it or not. So thank you, Rose, for the needles. I will test them out. And then she also sent me some of her beautiful stitch markers. So this is a set for like Valentine's Day. Very pretty. I love the red and pink and iridescent beads in there. And there's hearts, different hearts, and then one says love. Very cute. I love it. Thank you so much. And then she also gifted me some yarn. So let me show you the 2 cakes. These are, I believe, on the bag she had written merino wool on there. So I think I'm gonna knit or crochet shawls with these, because look at the sparkle on that. That screams shawl to me. And that's the first one. And then this one has, I don't know if you guys can see the beads, the clear beads that are threaded through the yarn. So I definitely will have to make a shawl with this and let you know how that works up. So if you can see, there's a couple little beads on a thinner thread there going all throughout the yarn. So I will definitely make a shawl if I have enough yardage. If not, I can make a little cowl or a scarf with that. But they're just really pretty yarn and really soft too. So I can't wait to make something with that. And then she also gifted me 2 hanks of this yarn from Kramer yarns, and I had the tag that I pulled off this one. Now I can't find it, but I will talk to you about this one. So again, it's from Kramer yarns. It's, I believe, Stotts Ranch, 52% luxurious diamond fiber kid mohair and 48% superfine merino wool. It's a worsted weight yarn, and the colorway is called Old Rose, and it says machine wash dry flat. Made in the USA, and it recommends needle size number 8 is what it says. So I will be making maybe a scarf or a cowl with this, something for next winter. I love the color, very beautiful, very soft yarn. So thank you, Rose. And then she sent me 3 cakes of this mandala wool ease. And I already know what I'm going to make with this. I am going to make my mom a shawl. She loves the color brown, and this is really neutral colors, and I think she'll like this one a lot. So I'm going to try to use all 3 cakes and just make her a giant shawl that she can wear around the house. So I made a shawl for her before using woolies, and she stole it from me. So now I'm gonna make her another one, and I'll gift this one to her. So she'll definitely like that one. Thank you so much, Rose, for all the lovely gifts. Thank you for spending time with me. I had a great time last weekend. And thank you, Lori, for coming out and hanging out with us as well. It was very nice meeting you. Check out Lori's channel. She's a very sweet lady, and I enjoyed spending time with her and Rose, and we have plans to do it again pretty soon, maybe next month or the month after that. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for joining me, for watching, liking, subscribing. I will see you guys all in the next video. So stay safe, stay sane, and keep on crafting. Bye.